You are watching Afrik Express. We have as our guest today Franscis Buk, who is from Southern Sudan. Franscis, again, it's been a pleasure talking to you, and the amount of strength that you exhibit, the fact that I'm sitting here with you and to see you after your ordeal is, I find you to be a very remarkable person. My question is, how did you escape from the people that held you captive?
Thank you for the compliment first. How did I escape? Well, it wasn't an easy attempt. It wasn't an easy process. As young as I was, only 7 years old, when I was taken into that farm, all the way from Southern Sudan, crossing the South Sudan territory, entering into Northern Sudan territory, and actually going deep into the north, where I lived there for 10 years without even seeing any one of my relatives. A place where I was always in confusion and anxiety. A place I'm always thinking how I will reach tomorrow, because I'm all beaten and threatened to be killed by my master and his wife, and of course his children.
So they beat you on a regular basis?
They beat me, and also not only that, I was actually made to attend all the cattle that he has by myself.
At the age of 7?
At age of 7, I would take care of the cattle, sometimes mixed with the camels. And when one goat or one cow is missing, the threat is either they will chop up one of my finger, and they have did that actually. They've done that to other kids. And what I did was I worked myself, because I told you I'm very determined. I'm a person who never gave up. I ran all day long without having shoes on and without having anything to protect me, and even only having one meal since I left in the morning, and spending and making sure that all cows and goats are taken care of, and that not a single one is missing. So it was very, very hard for me to escape at age of 14 when I first attempted to escape, because that's when I actually tried to escape. 7 years later, I ran away one in the morning as usual, because I'm the first one to wake up in the bed in the morning, and I'm the last one to go to bed at night. I only go to sleep when there is nothing else to be done, when they are actually ready to go to sleep. And one of the first attempts that I made at the age of 14, I left early in the morning. I will assume that about 4 in the morning, with the luck that I will make my way wherever that may get help. But unfortunately, I was caught back by my master's cousin. He saw me running and crying, and Ahmed stopped me, and he asked me to come back, because he actually was suspicious of the way I was reacting to him, and I was brought back to the master's home, where my master beat me and threatened me not to escape again. But in my heart, I said I would rather die than be a slave, because I hate the way they treat me, and also the way they treat other slaves. I only spent 2 days, and the second one, when I escaped, that was the one I thought he was going to kill me when he caught me by himself, my master, Juma Abdullah. Juma actually heard me stepping out from my, we call them a brick house. I don't know how you describe it. It's like a little, if you see the refugee camps, these are sort of a little tents that use this. Right. It doesn't protect you enough from the rain, and even the heavy wind can remove it. And this is the place, is a mobile place that I could, because we call Arab Murahalin, the people that are working with them. And the reason we call them Arab Murahalin in that dialogue is because they move from place to another every time. The same people, Gingerwit, I'm talking about. So my second attempt, my master allowed me to walk about a mile. And this was so unique, because he has one horse. He has multiple of them, but has 2 that he uses. One is the one he uses in regular basis, and the other one he only uses it when he's going to the actually important mission. That mission could be if they are making a trip to Southern Sudan to go killed and actually kidnap women and children and bring them to slavery, or actually stealing the cows from our people. That's when he used that big horse. That horse is one of the smartest, strongest. They protect that horse like human beings. And he got on that horse. When he came near to me, he told me to stop, and he told me to lie down on my chest and tie actually wrap my head, my hands and my leg behind me, and I was dragged home. I thought that's the end of my life. Of course, he had said that himself. He said, today is the last day. It's your last day on earth. I will kill you. And I remember he pulled out his gun and he said, I'm going to fire you. And during that, while he was talking, I was tied up and crying and watching my own blood running on the floor. I was saying, what is my guilt? I'm 14 years old.
Yes. And
I'm fighting for my freedom. And why these people are so hated, why they hated me, and why now he's trying to shoot me. What is all that about? I have no trial. And of course, that's why we're talking, saying, what are you wasting time for? Let me just shoot him, or give that gun to my son Ahmed to shoot him. And Ahmed is only 15 years old. It's just 1 year older than I. And I was just saying, what is such a horrible woman? Why she hated me so much? And that woman actually had ruled over the years that I spent with them. If she's coming directly to where, actually facing where I was sitting or standing, she would tell me to look down, and until when she passed, she would tell me, now you can look. And if by mistake that we have eye contact, she would tell me, don't move your head. And she either will come by herself and spit on my face, or actually call one of her son to come and pee on me. And this is thing that make them, amuse them. And this is where I learned that it wouldn't be matter how long and how hard I will work, this family will never recognize me. They would never recognize my humanity. That all men were created equal. God has created all of us equal. Whether you're Muslim, Christians, we should all value each other, dignity. But these are people who actually dehumanized me, treated me less than human beings. They care about animals. They ask what God is missing. They know exactly, but they never ask me how much. Did I rest, have enough sleep? How did you sleep last night? What kind of food? What do you like? None of this. I never heard any questions of such. And I have I only taught one word, and that is say yes. When it's a big no, I have to say yes on everything. So just to give the viewer a perspective of what I'm describing here, I escaped finally after the second attempt. It took me 3 more years to actually gain another strength to run away. And when I turned age of 17, 3 years later after I escaped twice at age of 14, when I reached age of 17 years old in 1996, that when I said, I'm not 7 years old anymore, I'm not even 14 years old when I attempted twice to escape. I'm now a grown-up man, and I will leave. And if anyone, including my master himself, saw me, I will resist, I will fight back. And with that determination, I thank God, actually, as I mentioned about God, God actually watched over me and delivered me until I made my way to another nearby town called Mutari, where I was helped by the truck driver, we call a lorry driver, and eventually making my way to the capital city of Sudan, Khartoum, where I was staying at refugee camps. In that refugee camps, I was arrested too because I started talking about my experiences in slavery. And I was asking questions such as, why would I be a refugee in my own country? Because I was in refugee camps called Jabarona, which is far, far away from couple hundred miles away from the city, a place there's no electricity, there's no water, there's nothing really. This is just a plain refugee camps where the UN agency was actually fooled by the Sudanese government. They say they give us the food and we will serve this to these refugees. And when they leave, they have to actually either use that food by converting people to Islam, or sometimes giving them very little that is not enough. And a lot of things happening. People are dying from viruses, things, including diseases and including poor people. That's bad things to survive.
Environment, yes.
Based on the environment. So I successfully would say one I finally escaped is, I think, when I left Sudan in early 1998. And that was with the help of other tribesmen from Dinka tribe, which is my tribe, who was actually running a small business in that place called Jabarona, who helped me in the black market to get me a passport, where I took a train for 2 days between Sudan border and Egypt, and that actually took a boat towards Egypt on the Red Sea until I got to Cairo, Egypt. And from Cairo, that's when I applied for the refugee status. In early 1999, I was resettled to USA as a refugee, where actually I become a free man. This is when I actually stretched my arm very high, like I was flying, and actually took a deep breath and I said, I'm a free man, and now I'm in a free nation. But what I have thought immediately is what to do for my people. I know we will get there on that questions.
We will take a short break and we'll be right back with Mr. Franscis Buk, and we will continue discussing what happened after.